You're likely jumping from one AI channel to the next right now, desperate to know when Gemini 4 actually drops, only to be hit with a wall of conflicting noise. It's coming in May. Wait, it's late 2026. Actually, it's already in closed testing. It's exhausting, and let's be real, most of it is just wild guesswork dressed up as breaking news. I wasn't satisfied with that. So I spent weeks dissecting every official quote, every hidden leak, every cloud keynote, and every single TPU spec sheet from the last few weeks. What I've uncovered is far more specific and strategic than anything the rumor mill is feeding you. Welcome to YouTube Trends AI. We do the hard work so you don't have to. Want to stay smart and ahead of the game? Join our crew of AI fans. We drop new videos every single week. You'll get all the big news, the coolest tools, and the best tips to keep you on top.
In this video, I'm showing you exactly when Gemini 4 arrives. We'll look at what it does that Gemini 3.1 Pro just can't. And I'll tell you if it's worth your money or if you should stick with ChatGPT or Claude.
First, let's talk timing. Forget the rumors. The real dates come from the big bosses at Google. Check out this pattern. Gemini 1.0, December 2023. Gemini 2.0, December 2023. Gemini 2.0, December 2024. Gemini 3.0, November 2025.
Gemini 3.1 Pro just came out.
February 2026. See the rhythm. It's like clockwork. But here is the best part. In January, the head of Google DeepMind, Demis Hassabis, said it out loud. He said his team is focusing on Gemini 4 this year. Not just guessing. Not just thinking. Focusing. It's happening. In April. Google's cloud boss, Thomas Kurian, teased a new model. He said it's coming very, very soon. But don't be fooled. Most people think that meant a surprise May launch.
Gemini 3.1 Pro just came out.
The real date to watch? Google I/O 2026, May 19th. That is when we get the first real look. The full release, likely late 2026. I'm 70% sure of this. In the AI world, that's a lock. But the when isn't even the best part. The what is going to blow your mind. This isn't a small step. It's a giant leap. Think about Claude. Everyone is talking about it right now. It's launching new tools every single week. People are building apps without writing one line of code. It's powerful. It's fast. And everyone says you need to learn it. But they don't tell you how. Well, I found something amazing. The world's first Claude-a-thon. It's a deep dive into Claude and 10 other AI tools. It's happening this weekend. They have 1,000 free seats left. Over 10 million people have done these programs. They rate them 9 stars. You'll build your own dashboards. You'll automate your job search. You'll even make videos with AI.
By the end of the weekend, you'll automate your whole week.
Sign up now and get 50 secret God-level Claude codes for free. Plus, you get mentors from Google and NVIDIA. 2 days of learning will change your next 2 years. Link in the bio. Scan the QR code. Join the community before the seats are gone. Now, let's see how Gemini 4 stacks up against 3.1 Pro. Gemini 3.1 Pro is already a beast. It reads 1 million words at once. It does video, audio, and code. So how does Gemini 4 beat that? 2 words. Massive scale. First, the size. Rumors say Gemini 4 has 10 trillion parts. For context,
GPT-4 only has 1 trillion.
If this is true, Gemini 4 is 10 times bigger than anything out there. Second, the memory. Gemini 3 can read a massive book in one go. Gemini 4, it doubles that. We're talking 2 million tokens. That is huge. I'll show you why that matters in a second. Hit subscribe right now. I'm breaking down the official specs the second Google drops them. I'll be at Google I/O Live to show you everything. Now, let's look at the 3 big upgrades that actually matter. First, multimodal power. Gemini was built to see and hear from day one. It doesn't need extra tools for video or audio. Gemini 3 is already the king of video. But Gemini 4? It's going to be scary good. Think about better video clips and characters that look the same in every frame. Imagine this. You describe a scene. Gemini 4 gives you the storyboard, the voiceover, and the animation, all in one go. Second, super reasoning. Gemini 3 has deep think mode. It slows down to think before it talks. It already beats almost everyone at hard logic tests. But Gemini 4 is moving into agent territory. That means you don't just ask it a question, you give it a goal. And it makes a multi-step plan to get it done, all by itself. This next part gives me chills. Google is talking about world models. This means the AI actually understands how the real world works. It knows physics. It knows cause and effect. Imagine pointing your camera at a leaky faucet. Gemini 4 won't just tell you it's broken. It will watch your hands and walk you through the fix in real time. That is the future we're heading toward. Imagine this. You point your phone at a leaky sink. Gemini 4 doesn't just tell you it's broken. It watches your hands and teaches you how to fix it while you work. That is the direction this is going. But it's not just about faucets. At I/O, Google is expected to show off Gemini Intelligence for Android. This isn't just a chatbot on your phone. It can actually use your apps for you. Imagine saying, "Find the syllabus in my email and buy the books I need on Amazon." Gemini 4 will navigate the screens, find the items, and queue up the cart. All you have to do is hit confirm. That is real-world action. Next, the massive brain space. Gemini 3 can already fit a whole book in one prompt. But Gemini 4? It doubles that to 2 million tokens. That means you can feed it a whole video series, plus the notes, plus the books, all at once. For context, GPT-4 only fits about 1/10 of that. This is Google's secret weapon. It's a total game changer. But wait, want a brain that big be super slow? Actually, no. This is the part most people miss, and it's the most important part of the story. Google is building its own superchips called TPU-I. These are 8th generation chips built just for this era. They have 3 times more on-chip memory than before. They are building the fastest AI supercomputer on Earth. And because Google builds the chips, the software, and the model, Gemini 4 might actually feel faster than the competition. They control the whole stack. No one else has that. And there is one more cool feature to watch, Rambler. This is an AI upgrade for your keyboard. It takes your messy, rambling voice notes with all the ums and ers and turns them into perfect messages. It can even switch languages in the middle of a sentence. It's like having a professional editor living inside your phone. But what about safety? Google already has strong filters. They have a special tool called Model Armor to keep things clean. For Gemini 4, expect them to lock it down even more. Companies can't have AI misbehaving. Now, Claude is still the king of staying on track. But Google is playing a different game. They want to ship this to 2 billion people. That's a huge responsibility. So yes, it will be powerful. But it will be safe.
So, how do you get your hands on it? It's going to be simple. For the coders out there, Google Colab just got a massive upgrade. It now has a learn mode that turns Gemini into your own personal coding teacher. It watches what you write and helps you fix bugs in real time. Plus, the new command tools make building AI agents easier than ever. Now, let's talk money. Pricing is where it gets a little spicy. Rumors say the smaller, faster version of Gemini will be super cheap, only 25 cents for 1 million words. But Gemini 4? It's going to cost more because it's just so huge. The good news? Google won't force you into one price. They'll have a tiered menu, from cheap and fast to big and powerful. Drop a comment if you want me to do a full video on pricing when the numbers are official.
Now, let's put Gemini 4 next to the competition. This is where the gloves come off. OpenAI's GPT-4 is still a reasoning champ, but it has a tiny memory window compared to Google. It's like comparing a sticky note to a whole library. Then there's Meta's Llama 3. It's free and you can run it yourself, which is cool, but it's just not in the same weight class for complex multimodal tasks. And Claude? Anthropic's Claude 4 is the safety king. It's great at creative writing, but it lacks the massive ecosystem integration that Google is building. Then, there's Gemini 4. It's rumored to have 10 trillion parameters. It has a 2 million token context window. And it runs on Google's own TPU-II super-fast hardware. On paper, it's in a league of its own. The catch? It'll likely be the most expensive to use, and you're locked into Google Cloud to get the best performance. But here's the thing. It's not just about being the best. It's about being the most useful. If you're a developer using Gemini 3 today, Gemini 4 is going to feel like a supercharged upgrade. Your prompts will still work, but the scale of what you can build is about to change forever. Imagine handing Gemini a 10-gigabyte database and saying, find the trends and write the report. It doesn't just scan it, understands it. This is the agentic era we've been waiting for. Imagine this. You hand Gemini your brand guide and your last 50 videos. Then, you give it one simple prompt. Write my next 4 videos in my voice. With that massive memory window and the new Project Astra integration, it can see your previous work, hear your tone, and create scripts that actually sound like you. And for businesses, agents are the real story. Google just launched the Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform. This allows you to build sub-agents that work together. One agent plans the campaign, another books the meetings, and a third drafts the brief. Gemini 4 acts as the manager, coordinating everything across Gmail, Calendar, and your CRM. It's not just a tool anymore. It's a coworker. Thinking about switching? Here is your quick playbook. First, test your reasoning threads. Gemini 4 uses a new feature called parallel reasoning. It explores multiple solutions at once. This means it's way more thorough, but it also uses more tokens. Second, watch your wallet. Don't use the Ultra Brain for a flash job. Google will offer a tiered menu so you can pick the right speed and price for the task. Third, embrace persistent memory. Gemini 4 can remember your preferences for months. You won't have to keep explaining who you are or how you like to work. Fourth, update your ADK. Google's new agent development kit makes it easy to wire these agents into your own apps. And fifth, human in the loop. Even with world models that understand physics, AI can still hallucinate. Always have a human review the final output before you hit send. Remember, confidence isn't the same as being right. Now, let's see what this looks like in the real world. Picture a healthcare assistant. A doctor uploads a patient's entire history years of notes, scans, and tests. Gemini 4 analyzes it all in seconds. It identifies a pattern the doctor might have missed, suggests a new test based on the latest research, and even drafts the referral letter. It doesn't replace the doctor. It makes them a superhero. Or look at creative production. A small marketing team uses Gemini 4 to run an entire campaign. They feed it a few product photos. Out comes a storyboard, a draft voiceover, 3 high-quality video ads from VL4, and 20 social media posts. What used to take a month now takes an afternoon. For financial analysts, it's a game changer. They load in 100 earnings transcripts and a decade of market data. Gemini 4 generates the full report, the charts, and the slide deck for the board meeting. The analyst moves from data crunching to strategic thinking. For coders, feed Gemini 4 your whole app. It doesn't just suggest better designs, it actually builds them. It writes the tests, finds the bugs, and adds new features without breaking your style. How? Because it sees everything at once. Current AIs only see a few files at a time. Gemini 4 sees your whole history. This isn't just a helper. It's an expert programmer that lives inside your terminal. This is the AI native coding we've been hearing about, and it's coming to Android Studio and VS Code first. Wait, here is the real talk. Google hasn't officially said Gemini 4 yet. I want to be 100% honest with you. The release date? I'm 70% sure about late 2026. But there is a twist. Some leaks say we might get a Gemini 3.5 Pro Max at I.O. to bridge the gap. The 10 trillion size? That's the most uncertain part. It could be smaller, but it will still be huge. And the world model physics? Google is working on it, but we don't know exactly when it ships. However, the internal benchmarks for a project called Remy suggest a major push for 2026. Let's wrap this up. Gemini 4 is coming mid to late 2026. It's going to be massive. It's going to be smart. It will change how you work, how you code, and how you create. It's Google's best shot at winning the AI war against GPT-5 and Claude 5. So, what do you think? Which feature are you most excited about? Will you switch from ChatGPT or Claude? Drop a comment below. I want to know. If this video helped you, smash that like button. Subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss the big news at Google I.O. I'll be covering it live, and you don't want to be the last to know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.